We're here! Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
And so far, we're the only page right now that works.
My fingers were crossed as tight as they could cross. My hole was puckered as tight as it could pucker.
Holes clenched, fingers into claws, toes as crossed as well, but you gotta subscribe to the IW OnlyFans if you want to see those pics.
Exactly. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to VTW 8 Crazy Fights.
Yes. Instead of one night of violence, you get 8 crazy fights.
Let's go. Now, allow me to I am Felix Crash, your new VTW commentary provider, and I am joined, of course, to my this way by our esteemed general manager, Mr. Graves Fuller.
General Manager, Executive Vice President of Talent Relations, and of course, commentary extraordinaire.
Yes. And right below us is Miss Lillian Turner.
Yes, and I'm helping with the financing.
Yes.
Making sure everything goes down the plan, hopefully.
And people, this show tonight was off the rails. You know, the name doesn't do it justice. You know, the SNHU Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire was filled to the brim. It was a wild night, and like I said, we had 8 crazy fights that went in so many different ways, and we're gonna break them down. We're gonna talk about them. And think no better way to kick this off than with our opening contest of the night. We had ourselves some tag team action. It was the Sleigh Ride from Hell match. We had the Problem Mike, Tom, and Joshua Petty of the Petty Problem taking on Big Sexy and Johnny New Haven of the Legion of Doom. Now, this one had a little bit of a crazy backstory to it, didn't it? You know, Tom and Josh, I've been watching the show from home. You know, I've been a fan. I've been paying attention. And those two have been just terrorizing Big Sexy. More like being an annoyance to him. Well, like a flea on the arm, you know? So Big Sexy called in help, and we've got the Sleigh Ride from Hell match. For those who may or may not know what a Sleigh Ride from Hell match entails, I've got the note actually right here for it. We had a sleigh set up on the stage, and you know it had all kinds of decorations on it. It had a sack full of presumably gifts, and. Mr. Fuller, sir, what was the deal with our Santa Claus tonight?
That was apparently an entity known as Zero Claus or Santa Zero. We aren't quite sure which. He kept going back and forth on that. I think he was taking inspiration from the Hogfather for the holiday seasons. Very maniacal individual, and I think you're missing out on the key factor of this is basically an ambulance match, but we don't know where the sleigh's going when the night's done. And with Santa Zero at the reins, I don't look forward to the fates of the losers of this match.
No. But yeah, as Mr. Fuller said, you know, the only way to win this match, no pinfalls, no submissions. You have to throw both of your opponents into the sleigh. Yep. And then it's going to go off wherever it's going to go. And these 4 guys did not hold back. This was nasty. This was a nasty, dirty, gritty, just bar fight is what this was. You know, Big Sexy brawled with Tom near the ramp at one point. New Haven and Josh Petty are just going at it near the ringside area. You know, Big Sexy's using that size and strength that he's so well known for to just kind of toss Mike Tom around like a freaking rag doll. But the tides turned when, weapons started getting in. It started becoming a little more even keel when everyone had toys they started playing around with. Petty Problem was able to get Johnny Newhaven out of the equation for a few minutes because they mostly been focused on Big Sexy this whole time, seemingly ever since they showed up here. That's been the one guy on their mind.
Targeting him is driving John May insane, Big Sexy insane, and now we bring New Haven involved.
Yeah, so at one point, they've got New Haven taken care of, kind of out of the equation, and they're double teaming over on Big Sexy. And how they took out New Haven was they were like sort of like on the ground next to the ramp, and we saw them hit this on Big Sexy during the Defiance Championship scramble, this big double power bomb. Only this time it was like on the ramp of the stage.
Ugh.
I mean, a lot of people like to say, "Oh, there's cushioning, there's foam." There's two places with zero of that, and that's the ramp and the stage.
Yeah, so they're beating up on Big Sexy, and they're trying to hit it again, but Big Sexy was able to get out of it this time. He broke out of it and hit a double clothesline. Johnny New Haven gets up. They regroup. They get back into the fight, and it's just back into this knockout, drag out, just scrap fight between these four guys. But the tide changed when Johnny New Haven caught Petty with a splash mountain bomb. Big Sexy caught Mike Tom with that long D. And then with both teams, this is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Okay. Zero Claws had quite a show here because, this sleigh was sort of like, it was kind of elevated. So there was a bit of distance up here. Big Sexy climbs up on top of the sleigh and delivers the Sexy Star Press.
Wait, what? Oh,
no. You heard me. Guys that big should not be able to pull moves like that off, but it hit. It connected. And it was enough.
Had a shock of awe watching
this
happen.
And it was enough to incapacitate Josh Petty and Mike Tom enough to hoist them two up, stuff them in the sleigh, close the door, the bell rang, LODs, Big Sexy, and Johnny New Haven get the win in this match.
And Zero led his sleigh away, laughing, cackling. I don't know if we're gonna see a Petty Problem again anytime soon, and I'm kind of afraid of what condition they'll be in if they ever come back.
I mean, part of me feels like we have not seen the last of those two, much to the chagrin of the entire roster. But
I mean, maybe they'll drive Zero Claws crazy enough he'll bring them back. Return to sender.
I noticed something as they were getting driven away in the sleigh. Off to the side, there was like this little like wood chipper, and it was like throwing this like it looked like snow. It looked like it was snowing inside the SNHU arena. With this wood chipper. And out from behind the wood chipper, ladies and gentlemen, was none other than Pedro himself.
Of course
He's operating the wood chipper.
The snow chipper. Give us the finest graded whatever he can find to decorate this fine arena.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is 8 crazy fights. We just had that big sleigh ride from hell match. And there's all kinds of surprises left to come over the night. And one such surprise was even a surprise to me. We are not alone. Joining us at the table is a man by the name of Cody Cash Kringle.
Hi, guys.
I was not expecting to see you here tonight, sir.
I wasn't either, but I was like, you know what? It's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Why not?
Triple K Ringle.
But hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. Gonna have a good time.
This is my first time here. I don't know, man. Woo.
Well, hey, you caught that sleigh ride from hell match, right?
Golly, yeah, I did. Woo.
What'd you think of that sexy star press?
I hope I see it again, because that was the best Christmas gift I ever saw, to be quite honest.
You are telling me.
Wasn't it true you were supposed to be the man at the front of the sleigh until Zero Claws came and kicked you out of it?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have a talk with him.
I mean, I can't blame you for just giving the reins over in that situation.
Yeah.
That Zero
I kind of
guy.
didn't want any problems, so I kind of had no choice.
Probably a smart decision for you and our medical insurance rates.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
what zero wants, zero tends to get. But speaking of getting things, we got into our next match. They cleared out all the craziness from the sleigh ride from hell, and we had ourselves a good old-fashioned nog or nothing match.
Oh, man.
It was Tyler Stone. It was David Blake. There was a pool of eggnog at ringside. You good down there? Cody Cash is not a fan of the nog, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not a fan of the nog
I just
either.
don't know how that feels on your skin. Like, I know what it's like to drink it, but I don't know.
Oh, this wasn't just your mama's eggnog, ladies and gentlemen. This, from what I gather, because we can't get rid of this guy, was Moon Nog.
Oh, God, no.
Well, you can only imagine what's in this stuff. I don't know why Tyler and Blake even agreed to continue with this match after that was revealed. But yeah, of course, the only way to win this match was to throw one person completely inside this pool of eggnog. And this was another one that got pretty wild and pretty out of hand. You know, the bell rang right out of the bat. Tyler Stone wasted no time. He had quite a chip on his shoulder after last week. He kind of got thrashed around in that scramble match. People were walking out of it calling him the human pincushion.
The human pincushion. You know how many times Blakey brought up on his promo against him?
Yeah. He brought that up quite, really trying to get under his skin over on social media, and it worked because, again, Stone wasted no time. He went right after David Blake, taking him over with a pretty nice snap suplex, and he tried to end it early. He just wanted to get in and get out with this. He tried to just straight up throw Blake into the pool right after that, but Blake was able to get out of it, and he nearly threw Stone into the pool, but Stone was able to just dodge out of the way at the last second. He went went to the side of the pool.
Ugh.
Oh, so close.
Yeah. That was almost really bad. That was almost really bad. Blake followed up. He got outside the ring, ran around with a running clothesline, and then put him back in and followed up right after that with that lethal combination of his. And again, he was calling for a nog bath. He was calling to throw Stone into the nog. Crowd cheered for it. They love David Blake. They love them some David Blake.
Everyone seems
he goes to throw. He goes to pick him up and go to toss him, but Stone is able to push him off, and then he hooks in Blake out of nowhere. This is about as out of nowhere as this move can get, with that breaking silence pile driver.
Ooh.
Oh.
Really gave him a moment to kind of catch his breath and regain some semblance of strategic mindset to bring Blake to the edge of the pool and try to just push him in. But Blake, he's holding on to those ropes. Holding on to the ropes. He's not letting them go. He's able to fight back again. And, these two, they're trading stiff shots. Stone tries for that brain-dead brain buster of his, but Blake fought off of it and was able to pop Stone up, caught his feet on the top rope, right in position for a mood killer.
Mood killer.
I mean, I have never seen that move get hit as flawlessly as it was there. I mean, he just popped him up and nailed him down. It was beautiful.
Experience the age that Blake has. See?
Yeah, but, we're getting down to the end of this, and these two, they are lodging bombs at one another. They are teetering right beside that nog pool.
Ooh,
Like, it could go either way. When
Not the place you want to be.
no, and these two, they're just showing and shoving and punching and kicking. When all of a sudden Blake just kind of reaches out, grabs Tyler in like a belly to belly, hits him with a headbutt, and then they both go flying right into the pool at the same damn time.
Oh, man.
I mean, when you know you're not going to win, you might as well make sure the other guy still loses.
Thing is, I don't really know if he planned on doing that. I couldn't tell if he slipped. I couldn't tell if that was the plan. If he thought maybe, okay, Tyler's the plan for Tyler to hit before him. Gravity had other plans because they both, I mean, it was exact same time.
To be fair, my statement does give a little too much credit to the Dyer family, so it was probably happenstance that they both fell in at the same time.
But here's the thing. Both guys went in. Who's the winner?
They both want the winner is this audience who got to watch them both humiliate themselves by taking a nog bath. A match sponsored by our very own favorite sponsors of the Moon Tribe.
Unless you're the ringside seats, which I feel sorry for you after that.
We provided ponchos. It's not our fault. They bought Splash Zone tickets. They were labeled on the website.
Hey, yeah, there were people in the front row with ponchos.
Yes,
Fair enough.
Provided by Pedro's cousin. I don't remember that one's name though.
I think his name was Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo's Ponchos.
Yeah, Pablo's Ponchos. Yeah. But
we already got
Blake and Tyler, they did eventually emerge from the pool, and they just kept going.
Oh, they kept on brawling.
They just kept going. They brawled all the way out of sight. I genuinely got a little concerned that the artificial snow wood chipper was still out there, but we didn't have to worry about that, thankfully.
Security was sent to separate them, but I received a notice back that read, and I quote, "We don't want to touch. They are nasty."
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one is going to be resolved after the holiday season wraps up.
I did hear that eventually someone from security managed to spray them both down with a fire hose, but apparently they kept fighting after that too. So they fought out into the cold, freezing wet, possibly growing icicles in regions we don't need to discuss.
Tyler has been trying to get inside of Blake's head earlier in the week.
Was really trying to get inside of his head, taunting him with the hospitalization of his father.
Yeah.
Wow. Great.
So, calling him an ineffective son.
I mean,
so these two, clearly their story is not yet finished.
Mm-mm.
But next up we had one of three, what they were called, I believe they were called Secret Santa Invitationals.
Secret
Something
Santa,
to that
who
effect.
knows what the gift you're going to get is.
Yeah. Now, there were three different matches laid out, and each match, I think, we had Isaac Michael Good, who was in the match we're about to talk about right now. Then we had two other matches later. that all had the same deal. Each was a different stipulation, except you didn't know who your opponent was going to be.
Nope. A mystery opponent and a semi-mystery match type.
Right. And this one, it was a candy cane on a pole match. Basically, whoever got control of the candy cane got to use it to their heart's content. That was the only weapon that would be legal throughout the entire match. And it was Isaac Michael Good versus his secret Santa, Flippy freaking Manchild.
Our first representative of the Moon Tribe in some time.
Oh,
Cody Cash loves him some Flippy Manchild.
We all love Flippy Manchild, Flippy
yeah.
Moonchild.
Cody Cash, are you all right there, bud? Are you right there?
Merry Christmas to me. Great.
Yeah,
What?
and yeah, what?
What?
Oh man, but yeah, the bell rang in this one, and Flippy just instantly started doing Flippy things.
Great.
Yeah, he's running around. Good's trying to grapple him because I am Good. He's got that really technically sound style, and he's trying to catch him to maybe work him down, get him in a hold or something, wear him out. But Flippy is just somersaulting and flipping around, living up to his namesake, taunting him, screaming at him, laughing at him, and this is getting under Good's skin. And he rushes at him at one point, but Flippy countered with a spinning head scissors that sent Good rolling right out of the ring. Flippy then tries to go for the candy cane kendo stick hanging from above, from the pole, but Good was able to get back in and pull him right back down and deliver a backbreaker barrage to slow down the momentum. Now Good had him right where he wanted him for this portion of the match. Working over him with that joint manipulation, working over the arm, the leg, the back, the neck, wherever you could. He was just dogging him with that technical wrestling style. And at one point, Good, he goes up. He's gonna get the stick. He's gonna get that candy cane kendo stick. He climbs up. He goes for it, but Flippy is able to get up. And okay, we've all seen Flippy Manchild. He's not a big guy.
No.
So can someone explain to me how he was able to hold Isaac Michael Good for a military press?
Huh?
Again, we saw Flippy was released from containment. They specified he's been released from a cryostasis containment with the power of moon rocks, the most refined, potent form of whatever it is the Moon Tribe uses to make their products.
Yeah. But then he hits this military press, and then he falls. I popped when I saw this move.
I don't question anything that Flippy does.
No, he hits him with the. He starts like dancing around the ring. Then okay, we're gonna peel the curtain back a little bit. Anyone familiar with a competitor out in the Indies by the name of Scotty Too Hottie?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes.
No, his famous move, the worm.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna call this the what?
The what?
Oh, God. What?
Because he is doing all of those motions. And the crowd, where they would normally chant WORM, they're chanting WHAT. They're in it. Hit the what? And then he rushes up the pole, and he gets the kendo stick.
Oh God.
The candy cane.
The candy cane kendo stick is now in Flippy Manchild's possession.
Oh dear.
And he jumps off the top with this very festive weapon and starts swinging. I mean, like a madman, bull in a china shop style. Good was able to get out of the ring at one point to kind of like, get some distance and maybe think this over. And he started baiting Flippy, like, come on, come get me. Come get me. And Flippy took the bait. He rushed out of the ring, took another wild swing, but Good was able to duck it and countered and caught him with another backbreaker on the floor. Flippy dropped the cane and Good seized it and started working over the back with that stick. It was brutal. At this point, this was very much in Isaac Michael Good's control. Going back to the suplexes, going back to the joint manipulation. But at some point, Good is taunting the crowd. Flippy reaches into his tights and he pulls out one of those moon rocks.
Oh no!
And he takes it and he pops it in his mouth and he starts going crazy.
He's already crazy before.
Yeah, well, crazier. How about that? Because he comes and he's hitting a wild flurry of offense. He's going for another what? Hits it again. And now he's going for another move that, from what I gather, he calls it the flip-flop.
The flip.
But Good was able to block the flip-flop, drive his knee into Flippy's gut, caught him with another good shot with the stick to the back, and then hits him with the goodbye gut wrench power bomb right in the center of the ring, right on top of that candy cane kendo stick. And that was good for the 3 count. Winner of the candy cane on a pole match. He may not have retrieved the cane from the pole, but he still won the match. Isaac Michael Good.
Your future best friend and mine.
Yeah.
Not that I think we're going to be able to get a hold of anyone, but we really need to figure out if that moon rock is up to... Is that an illicit substance that we need to be preventing from our talent? Is that an enhancement substance?
That's your call now, sir. That is your call to check.
I'm only in charge of talent relations.
You're the general manager.
Yes, but I'm not permitted to issue such tests. I have to talk to the owner on what substances we have to test.
Oh,
for.
that's the Prez's deal, right?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
But I mean, hey, I'm all for what the Moon Tribes are going to do with their products. They're a grand sponsor.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely do a hand in that.
Is this? I want to see more Flippy.
I feel like we have not seen the last of Flippy Manchild in VTW. Just a hunch.
Present. Thank
But
you.
something else that we saw the first of tonight, and we're going to see a lot more of, is a new championship introduced into VTW. And that was the Valor Championship.
Hey, yo. Damn, son.
You like what you see there, big man?
Shiny.
Yeah. Then this match was contested under fatal 4-way rules. It was Big Kano, it was Lars Wild, it was Darius Jones, and it was James Park.
Good.
Now, this championship is an interesting one. From what I remember, the deal with it is after you win it, you defend it 4 times, after which you have the ability to trade it in for a Defiance Championship opportunity.
That is correct.
So, big stakes for whoever wins this match.
Massive stakes.
Yeah. And like I said, it was Lars Wild, it was Big Kano, it was James Park, it was Darius Jones. The bell rang, and it went right into frenzy mode. Lars Wild and Big Kano, they fought each other to a draw last week, so they picked up right where they left off. James Park and Darius Jones, they were going at it on the flip side. Lars was able to get the early advantage over Kano, showing his strength. He hit a bunch of suplexes, including his signature patella drop brainbuster. Tried to go for a pin, but Darius was able to slip in and break that one up. Jones then went back to Park and trying to utilize more of his speed and cunning to ground the veteran, and nearly caught him with that downfall, that gory bomb-like maneuver, but Park was able to reverse it into a DDT. That was also good for a 2 count till Kano came in and broke that up.
Oof.
And then he hit James Park with that solar flare drive-by kick.
Good Lord. Kick
I
the
mean, he
freaking head
knocked
off.
that boy's head off. Then turned his attention back to Lars Wild, hoisted him up, hit the sundown.
Ooh.
Got 1, got 2, nearly got to 3, but Darius Jones popped in and broke up the fall.
Wow. Dude. Close call.
At that point, Darius and Kano start going at it outside the ring. Park and Lars get back up. They start lobbing shots at one another. And James Park is able to catch Lars Wild in the White Star Plunge. Picks him up, drops him right on his head for a near fall that was broken up by Darius Jones with like the springboard elbow drop. And in the final minutes of this, it started getting crazy. Lars had James Park up for the severe head trauma, which, I mean, he's got him backpacked essentially, and he's looking to spike him right on the back of his neck. But Park was able to get out of it. Lars runs right into a big running knee strike from Darius. Kano comes in and catches Lars with a blackout forearm, and that sends Lars flying right out of the ring. Kano scoops up Darius and hits another sundown, but Park was able to break it up with a diving headbutt.
Good man. Good Lord.
Eventually, it came down, that took Big Kano out of the equation. It came down to Park and it came down to Jones. At one point, Darius is going for that collapse, that springboard curb stomp, but Park was able to get out of the way at the last second and then locked him in the chloroplexx.
Oh.
Took him over, platted him right on the top of his head, held the bridge. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and the first Valor Champion, the Irish veteran, the psychopath of the Great North, whatever, James Park.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations indeed. That was a hard-fought win. All 4 guys put it on display.
Absolutely.
And now James Park has to get 4 defenses in. Has to try to get 4 defenses in to earn himself a shot at the Defiance Championship. That will be interesting to see if he can pull that one off.
Yeah.
But next up, we had the second of our 3 Secret Santa Invitationals. And it was a Miracle on 34th Street fight.
Street fight.
And it was Vagabond taking on his Secret Santa, the Essential Taylor Chadwick. Cody Cash, you've seen Taylor Chadwick on Omega.
Golly. Taylor Chadwick, man.
Tell us a bit about the Essential one.
I mean, if you ever wanted to just learn what the definition of monster was, it's that guy. Plain and simple. I mean, he will take anybody's head off, whether he's the same size as you or not. I mean, this guy, as your Secret Santa, I would have rather had Cole for Christmas. This is not okay.
Yeah,
Vagabond
honestly.
either better fight for his life or run. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Now, Vagabond definitely did fight for his life in this one. He didn't hold anything back. This was pure chaos. Pedro was still feeding that snow chipper up at the stage. So it was like the snow was getting more progressive as the night carried on. And I swear at one point, I'll admit, curiosity got the best of me. I reached and I picked up a handful of this snow stuff.
Oh,
I took a little snippet. It's cheese.
The snow is made of cheese. So now we know the
Pedro has been stuffing cheese, presumably from his taco stand, and feeding it to this wood chipper / snowblower.
That explains the smell.
It's the finest holiday cheeses.
Did he think it was a shredder for his catering?
Probably.
Multitasking.
Maybe I did notice after he would throw a couple of wheels in, he would then go and grab a bucket.
That's one way to prep for the next year's worth of sales.
Oh, Pedro.
Okay. Anyway, this one started with these two, Taylor, Chadwick, and Vagabond. They used all kinds of holiday themed weapons and props. Chadwick at one point brings in a Christmas tree.
Oh God, no.
Just rips it and just throws it right into the ring. Smashes Vagabond with it before just straight crushing him into the corner. Later on in the match, Vagabond's able to pick up a gift box and bash it over Chadwick's head. And it stays like stuck on his head. So he's just walking around. He's got this gift box stuck on his head.
Man.
To which Vagabond then springboards into like this, almost looked like a disaster kick. He basically disaster kicked the gift box back into his head.
Oh, wow.
You don't even know what's inside of it.
And there's at one point, it goes out of the ring at this stage.
To answer your question, Mr. Turner, I heard a lot of jingling of like broken ornaments. So
yeah.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
So
There was another box that came out at one point. Yeah, there was another box that was used at one point. Taylor had the box, and he's got Vagabond perched up on the top, and he's like trying to like go up there with, I don't know what he's trying to do, but Vagabond wrestles the box out of his hand and hits it with him again. This time, everything that's inside this is all those broken ornaments and all that. They go flying into the ring.
Oh boy.
And Taylor goes flying right back on top of him.
Ah, golly.
Vagabond follows up with a flying double stomp.
Jesus.
Come on, Taylor Chadwick's already laid out on these ornaments, guys.
Yeah.
And then he just gets double stomped onto all of them.
Oh, ow.
That was good for about a that was good for a 2 count. That was good for a 2 count. Taylor, of course, gets the shoulder up. At one point, though, the tide shifts because Taylor gets the control back. He pulls out another box, opens it up, and it's this string of just Christmas lights.
Oh no.
And he's wrapping them around his arm. You know what he's going for. Wrapping them around his arm. Setting Vagabond up. Nails him with that hidden blade. Sorry, you're not a winner. And it gets the 1. It gets the 2. 2.9 kick out.
Wow, dude.
Close.
People rarely get kicked out of that.
Yeah.
Especially when you have Christmas lights jammed in your face.
Yeah, right? Vagabond, he kind of rolls out onto the apron. Taylor goes out of the ring. He's trying to find something else to inflict more damage with. At one point, grabs a pie that was on the timekeeper's table. That poor guy didn't even get a chance to finish his pie. Taylor grabs the pie and he sits it down on the apron, but Vagabond's back up on his feet, and then he stomps Taylor's head into the freaking pie.
Oh, come on. Don't mess with someone's pie.
So now Taylor Chadwick, he's got pie all over his face. He's got a little bit of blood coming off his shoulder and his back from the broken ornaments. He's roughed up. Vagabond gets him back in the ring, goes for the pin, gets another 2 count. Then he's setting up for, I believe he calls it the variant killer. But Taylor Chadwick is able to break out of it, hits him with the most violent power bomb I think I have ever seen. And then he goes and he grabs this bag.
Oh dear. Here we go.
And he takes this bag over to the broken ornaments and dumps out a bag of freaking Legos on him.
Legos!
Fucking Legos!
Let's go!
Picks him up and hits another power bomb.
Ow.
And then hops up to the top for that most essential moonsault.
Oh, Lord.
Hits it flush. 1, 2, 3. Your winner of the Miracle on 34th Street fight in his debut match, the essential Taylor Chadwick.
Legos!
Wow.
Legos. Yes.
Legos is the most painful thing to get stepped on. Or
Legos and getting crushed by a giant man. What a Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, before we get to our next match, I would like to remind everybody, before we take a quick intermission to take a word from our sponsors, that if you're feeling a little hungry, take a stop down at Pedro's real quick. He's been a big part of the show all night. Do him a favor. Go down and buy one of his tacos. And if you're not sold yet, maybe this will do it.
Hola, it's Pedro. Come try my chicken and tacos. I sell your body parts to the cartel. Oh, also, Texas Steel, you son of a bitch. Tell your sister. You can go piece up a rope. That ain't my baby. Fuck that bitch.
I'm convinced.
Oh, yeah. Very convincing. Very convincing argument. And hey, while you're at the taco stand, should go check out the merch stand. Because these things are still selling. The Mason Wins LOL shirt is still selling.
Wow.
Is our top, as someone who looks at financials, that is still our
No.
top. It's always
But the craziest thing
product.
is that, these shirts, I know for a fact that they're for a fact they're selling, because you're running the finances. For a fact these things are selling like hotcakes. And I saw like Dylan Mason at one point. I saw him out like earlier in the day, and he was promoting the shirt. And I don't know, man. That guy is something else. But next up, we got more action. We got more championship action. Because next up, for the Defiance Championship.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
20 minutes on the clock.
Woo-wee.
The new champion successfully won it in the scramble match last week, TCO. Takes on the competitor that nearly had the championship won had TCO not kicked her in the face a few seconds before the bell.
Yep.
So it's TCO one-on-one Allison Black. And this, guys, this was quite possibly, just from a technical standpoint, probably match of the night, in my opinion.
I agree. Hands down.
You know, we kick this one off, the bell rang, and you know, these two they lock up. TCO is able to get the early advantage, gets a headlock into a hammerlock. He really works over the arm in the early moments.
Freaking quick, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, he is deceptively quick.
It's like inhuman quick, but I mean, for obvious reasons.
So he's got her in this hammerlock, but she's able to break out, snap him over, and Allison goes on the offense, catching him with a clothesline combination, whips him off the ropes, goes for another one, but TCO dodges, ducks under, attempts a running drop kick, but Allison's able to get out of the way, and as TCO's rising up to his feet, Allison's behind him and quickly locks and catches him with a wicked poison.
Oh,
like we're not even 5 minutes in, and Allison Black's hitting all the going for all the stops. TCO, he rises back to his knees, and it looks like she's going to follow up with a Black Crusade kick, but TCO's able to get out of the way and nails her with this wicked, brutal elbow smash, no signal, right to the jaw, and that's it for the first fall.
Again,
that is enough. That is like enough power in that one arm. I don't know if he maybe had the elbow pad loaded. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's VTW. Who really gives a shit?
Probably not.
Also, again,
you know who runs this place. He probably lives for that shit.
Can someone explain to me who was at my desk while I was up? I was taking an important call from the president of operations, and there's just these two red skulls at my desk when I return.
I have zero idea.
Well, anyways, first things first. The matter of is it an performance enhancing substance has been left up to who cares as long as it's entertaining. And you'd like to say you are doing a great job, but you need to shill out to our sponsors more.
Hey, I'm doing my best, man. Hey, first night in. Hey.
Oh, man.
You're doing good. Anyway, so what have I missed?
Anyway, well, TCO just got his first fall over Allison Black in this 20-minute Iron Man match for the Defiance Championship off that no signal elbow smash.
Clean your clock, also.
Yeah. We're barely 5 minutes into this one. TCO kind of goes, he taunts the crowd a little bit. He pulls Allison back up to her feet. And this is where it got interesting because, you know, she was really like kind of limped out as he was bringing her up, but then she just sprung to life.
Oh. And
took his head off with a Black Crusade. This chick was playing possum.
Smart. Man.
And with that kick to the head, we're now tied.
Ooh. Ooh. All right.
And that was just in the first 5 minutes.
Good grief.
Now, at one point, Allison's she's just going and trying to just hit all the big moves and stock up on as many points as she can muster up. Yeah. So she's setting up, going for that kiss of death, but TCO breaks out of it, tosses Allison out of the ring, and then TCO gets out on the opposite side to her and starts running a lap around the ring. He's looking for a career killer with that much speed built up. Allison saw it coming, though. Got out of the way, and TCO he hung himself up on the corner post of the ring.
Ooh.
And I don't know, his knee took a pretty particularly rough shot on the turnbuckle.
Oh, great.
And we don't know, and it's hard to tell which knee got hurt. We don't know his
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
which
Definitely
one-
got
which
banged
one
up
was it,
on
though?
that. Allison is still kind of, TCO in the early moments was going after the arm, and that was clearly still bothering Allison. But now TCO's got a weak spot that it looks like Allison wants to take advantage of. And she did, because she instantly locks in a figure 4 wrapped around the ring post. But what she doesn't realize, TCO, he's trying to fight out of it. He's clearly in a lot of pain, but at the same time, he's unwrapping the bottom turnbuckle.
Oh.
And Allison eventually lets off the hold. TCO pulls himself back in and kind of sits himself up against the corner, kind of resting up. Allison gets back in the ring and goes through this. So she's looking to maybe hit a running forearm at TCO seated in the corner. She charges in, but TCO gets out of the way, and Allison goes face first into that exposed corner.
God, ow.
Hangs herself up on the bottom rope. Nose is busted. She clearly got her bell rung on this, and it was enough for TCO to take the second fall. Now TCO pulls himself back up, and that figure 4, that shot at the corner, has clearly got his leg all worked out because he's moving significantly slower, and he's backing up. He's calling for another career killer, but he just cannot work up the speed.
Yeah.
So instead, he changes up his strategy. Instead of lamenting on the fact he can't build up that speed, he starts going after the arm again.
Oh.
He started it at the beginning, and now he goes back to it, working over the arm, setting up for that tree of agony submission hold of his. Clearly. I've done my research, okay? He holds in a Fujiwara armbar at one point and maintains the hold for quite some time before Allison's finally able to break out of the hold on sheer force. She just really fights her way out of it, literally just punching him until he lets go. But she cannot capitalize. She is weakened. She is delirious. Probably has a concussion.
That was
and we're down to the 12-minute mark at this point. Allison dodges another no signal, and then just starts again. I don't know why someone with a concussion would start doing this, but she just went caution to the wind at this point, said screw it, and just started throwing headbutts.
Oh, no.
It's the desperation mode. You're already hurt. You're already messed up. Might as well go for the win.
Yeah.
It's the title match. It's the time to be hungry.
Yeah. She starts throwing this barrage of headbutts, backing TCO into the corner, puts him up top, and delivers catastrophe off the top rope. And that is enough to tie the score again. That gets Allison her second fall. And now we are at 5 minutes on the clock.
Oh, boy.
Both of these competitors are spent. Allison bleeding profusely out of her nose at this point, just pissing blood.
Yeah.
They get back up. Allison's looking like she's going to go for another wicked poison, but as she gets up and she's got it and she's looking like she's going to flip TCO over, but somehow TCO is able to keep his stature and reverses it into a reverse Alabama slam into the top turnbuckle.
Golly.
And catches Allison in the rebound with a Snapdragon suplex. That gets a really close near fall. And then TCO locks in another armbar, goes through a few different armbar variations, just trying to weaken that arm out, trying to maybe make her relent somehow.
Even went for a Kimura at one point. That was
went for a Kimura at one point. Any armbar variation you can think of, but she just will not let go. And that's when TCO snaps.
Oh, God.
He just he looks up at the clock. There's 30 seconds ticking down. He's like, I got to do something here. He just lets go and then transitions, uses his legs for the armbar, catches her in a choke at the same time. And I believe this is that tree of agony.
It is. Yep.
And he's choking her out, wrenching on the arm. And she's still trying to fight, but this is worse than any hold she was in up to this point. And she fades out, passes out. Referee calls for the third fall with 3 seconds on the clock.
Oh, man.
With a 3-2. TCO retains the Defiance Championship in a, I'll just say it now, that may have been match of the night. That was a wild one.
And we'll definitely say this now. Good luck, James Park, because now you got to defend against that guy.
Yeah, we got to get through.
You get lucky.
Yeah, he's got to successfully defend that championship 4 times before he can think about going after TCO.
Yeah.
So
And even if
he's
you
watching.
do, I wouldn't try it. Just saying. Because then he'll probably take your belt too. I don't know.
Oof, could you imagine?
TCO 2 belts? Oh, dude. Ooh.
And with one of them being that it would just get him another shot at the belt he's already got.
Pretty much. He can basically just cash it in on himself and keep it. I mean,
Good Lord. No man should have that kind of power.
honestly not. Yeah.
No.
Wow.
No, totally. No one should have that much power.
No. But
You're
then
the
we
one
get
to talk, Fuller. You're the one to talk.
hey,
Not stifle my creativity.
but speaking of power and power that no one man should have enough of, we get to our final Secret Santa Invitational.
Oh, dear.
And it was a Tinseltown strap match. It was Sebastian Saint going one-on-one with another VTW debut in the form of another man, Cody Cash, that you're quite familiar with.
Hey.
The Ace. Nick White.
Yeah.
Another guy you share the screen with on Omegas on Tuesday nights when the seasons are in swing.
That was kind of nice. It's like a reunion, little off-season reunion there. That was really cool.
But Nick White was not happy tonight.
No.
No. Nick White came out and he had a point to prove on Sebastian Saint. These two, they go back well over a decade. So much history between these two guys. And I don't know, there was just something off with Sebastian tonight. Like, he had come in and he seemed focused, but it was like seeing Nick White just broke his flow of thought. And Nick White was totally focused in this. He wasted no time. Once the straps got connected, he whipped it Saint across the back, yanked him face first into the turnbuckles. Caught him with a death to you elbow at one point. Saint tried to come back a couple of times, caught him with a few lucky forearms, and tried to set up with a move that he calls For Heaven's Sake. But Nick White was able to reverse it, get him up on the shoulders with a fireman's carry into the Fuzzy Ducky.
Wait, what?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he pulled out the Fuzzy Ducky tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
What a
Fuzzy
callback.
Ducky go quack quack. Fuzzy Ducky go quack quack.
Saint tried one more time. He was kind of pulling it. He looked like Sebastian Saint looked like at one point, he was trying to pull himself. It looked like he was trying to double leg Nick. Because he's got this divinity lock, this like reverse scorpion lock. And it looks like maybe he's trying to pull his legs out from under him, but he doesn't have the strength. Nick White just pulls Saint up into position, hooks the arms, brings him down on his head with that white privilege pile driver, makes the cover, gets the 3 count. That was a tough watch.
That was a very tough watch.
That was
Sebastian Saint just did not, just could not get it together.
Why he called him the fuzzy ducky?
Well, that's something you're gonna have to ask him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask that, man.
I mean, think about it. It doesn't mean much to get, I got destroyed by the rock hard whatever. It's a whole nother story to say you lost to a fuzzy ducky.
Yeah, Sebastian Saint indeed lost. I mean, technically he lost to white privilege, but he got his ass beat by a fuzzy ducky.
Yes.
But it was after the match that things got scary.
Uh-oh.
Because, Nick White, he celebrates, and hanging up above the ring is this bad boy right here. The VTW World Championship. Nick White looks up, points at that title, and says, "I'm coming for that son of a bitch."
Oh, no.
He gets out of the ring and walks away, leaving Sebastian Saint in the middle of the ring. When all of a sudden the lights go red.
Oh.
And then they go dark.
Oh no. Jeez.
And there's silence over the arena. And then we hear screams in the silence. They come back on, and Sebastian Saint is laying in a pool of his own blood. And standing over him is freaking Zodicus with a bloody fork in hand.
Oh my God.
Wait, what? Zodicus?
Jesus.
Y'all heard some sort of subliminal message from him weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared. Well, now he was here in the flesh at 8 crazy fights.
Oh,
he just violated Sebastian Saint with a fork. Pause. And then he looked up at the championship.
Oh, please, no. Oh, no.
And, lights went out and he was gone. And with him, and gone too was the remains of Sebastian Saint. I don't know what he did with him. I don't know where Sebastian Saint is. I don't know if we're ever going to see Sebastian Saint in VTW or IW again, for that matter.
After that, probably not.
Probably not. But
that was probably murder. I mean, most likely.
I mean, he suffered career murder, followed up immediately by literal murder. But
what a career, man.
That brings us to the big one.
Oh.
The main event of the evening.
Woo-hoo!
To crown the inaugural, again, world champion of VTW. It was Jack Harvey. It was Dylan Mason. And these two guys have quite the story between them. Now, it's kind of this teacher-student relationship between them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dylan Mason has taught Jack Harvey a lot of things over his career. And Jack Harvey feels like it is his time to step out.
Yeah.
From underneath the shadow and create his own shadow to cast over everyone else.
Sure.
But then Dylan Mason is a completely different monster unto himself. Yep. One of the hardest shadows to escape from. And I was on the edge of my seat waiting to see if Jack Harvey could pull it off. And goddamn, this was a good match.
Absolutely.
It was fantastic.
Well, these two guys, they went at it right at the start, 50-50. evenly matched. Just exchanging strikes and counters at one point. Harvey tries an early Nightmare's touch, but Mason shoves him off into the ropes, counters another shot with a Pele kick to get the upper hand. Mason then goes and he brings the first ladder in, using it as a weapon on Harvey, hitting him in the back and the ribs. Goes to climb up the ladder, but Harvey pulls himself back up the ladder and starts swinging at Mason and then hits him with a Nightmare's touch.
Oh, man.
Right off the ladder, stunning Mason and giving Harvey time to climb up. And Harvey's going for the belt. Harvey's going for the belt. He's nearly got his hands on it. Mason pulls himself back up to his feet, drags Harvey down, and plants him right on top of his head with an illumination DDT.
Woo-hoo.
The match progressed. More ladders come into the play. We have a ladder bridge set up.
Oh, dear.
Those don't end well.
Set up between. They really don't. It's set up right in between the apron and the timekeeper's table. That'll come into play later. Both men over the course of this match, they trade big high risk moves. At one point, Mason's climbing up the ladder, thinks he has Jack Harvey subdued. Harvey climbs up onto the top rope and it's a missile drop kick onto the back of Mason as he's climbing the ladder. Later on in the match, these two, they're throwing shots. When Mason, at this point, this is when a table comes into play. There's a table in the ring at this point. They're throwing shots at each other. When Mason catches him with a big knee to the face, calls it psychoetic.
It's been a while.
Psychoetics him right in the face, and Harvey lands perfectly on the table, laid out across the table, and Mason goes to climb the ladder. And it looks like at first he's going to try and go for the belt, but then he has a different idea. He goes all the way to the top of the ladder and delivers the megastar elbow.
Jesus.
Off the ladder, through the table.
Oh, man.
Both men are down, and it just gets even crazier from here because later on we're getting near the end here.
Oh, boy.
They are, at this point, both guys are back up on top of the ladder, underneath the championship, and they're throwing shots. At one point, Mason hits Harvey with a nice shot to the face, and he falls off the ladder and kind of rolls back outside the ring, but onto his feet. So Mason is like, he's going to go out after him. Harvey pulls himself back up onto the apron. They're fighting on the apron, and at this point now they're fighting on top of this ladder bridge.
I hate ladder deuces.
I do too. Fun fact: I used to run on the indies, and a ladder bridge ended my indie career.
Great. Love that.
Yeah, so these two, they're lobbing shots. Mason tries to go for a blood eagle on the bridge.
Oh.
He's got him hooked. He's trying to pull him up, trying to hoist him up. Harvey's fighting back, breaks out of it, and then hooks him and drives him right through the bridge. Drive you mad. Drove him mad right through the bridge. It broke in half. Both men crashed and burned onto the floor. I mean, Mason spiked and scorpioned on the floor. You've seen people land scorpion, right?
Yeah.
He landed scorpion on the ground. Harvey, he landed really awkwardly on the ladder debris. He was kind of holding his ribs really badly. But he pulls himself up. He drags himself back into the ring, drags himself up the ladder, one after the other, after the other. He's right there. He's got the championship in his hands. The moment is his. The moment he has been waiting for. when all of a sudden someone pulls Jack Harvey off the ladder.
Oh, what?
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 Dealt up in a hoodie, pulls Jack off the ladder. Jack looks up, is like, what the? He's getting up ready to swing. And then the details become ever more clear when the mystery attacker unzips the hoodie and then pulls out the Defiance Championship and cracks Jack Harvey in the skull.
Oh my God, are you serious? What?
He pulls off the hood, reveals himself TCO.
Bro, what?
And he looks out at Mason. Remember, Dylan Mason beat TCO in the tournament. This is what's going through my head now. This is we talked about TCO having like some sort of like attempt at a stranglehold, talking about that Valor title earlier. My head's going, maybe he's got different ideas. He jumps out of the ring, grabs Mason, throws him into the ring. And now he's staring over, and Mason's now kind of back to his senses. He's looking up at TCO, pulls himself up. And then he starts laughing.
Wow.
And then TCO starts laughing.
What? What is happening right now?
And then the boos come in as Mason slowly, casually climbs the ladder,
Come on,
reaches
man.
up, and pulls the championship down.
Bro, are you kidding me? Wow.
What in the holy hell
What the hell was that?
did we just see?
What was that?
Mr. Fuller, what's the plan here?
Help.
The plan is making sure the best people have the right championships to elevate this company to the best under the IW umbrella that it has ever seen. That's the plan here, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait. You were in on this?
I mean, I did book most of the matches. I had a hand in orchestrating who was going to be where. And I made sure the right talents were signed to make the right things happen.
P, are we?
You're kidding me. So what is... So Dylan Mason, I'm trying. Dylan Mason is now the world heavyweight champion. TCO is still Defiance champion. They seemingly worked out some kind of alliance of some kind. And you are endorsing it.
I merely am supporting it. Okay, yes, I have more than helped organize this, yes.
Oh, great.
Oh my God. Well, I really don't know what to say to that. I mean, this is a lot.
Oh, we got Saul. Is it pleasure doing business with you?
What
Mr.
you should be
Saul?
saying is congratulations to our new world heavyweight champion, Dylan Mason.
I mean,
yeah, but that
And
way.
congratulations to our retaining Defiance champion, TCO.
wow.
Really? Okay.
I mean,
Well, Allison Black did call him a snake, so I mean, shit. There
And
it
say
is.
happy
You may have been right.
holidays as the 8 lights for the 8 crazy fights are ignited, signaling an end to this amazing show and ushering in the new year and the reign of our champions.
well,
So
it is
VTW
definitely
is now being run by TCO and Dylan Mason. Oh my God. Oh no. This is not good. This is not the Christmas
When-
I asked for.
the future. The future of VTW is definitely going to be interesting from here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, with those two holding the top 2 championships
That's insane.
on the brand.
I just never once thought alliance would be part of the vocabulary. Not once. Wow.
No, No,
Wow.
I never thought I would see this.
No.
I mean, I cannot wait to hear what the explanation and the reason behind this is, but
yeah.
that's going to have to be for another day, because I mean, we've exhausted our time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All I really have to say is thanks to everyone for who bought a ticket to the show, 8 Crazy Fights. Thanks to everyone who came out, enjoyed the show. Thanks to everyone who joined us here for the recap. And I look very forward to seeing what the future of this promotion is going forward.
Mm.
Now, there won't be a card next week.
Everyone gets a holiday vacation.
Yeah. So we will be back with a brand new card, if my dates are right. We will be posting a brand new card on New Year's Eve, next Tuesday, January 31st. And what we're thinking for that is we're going to post it. We're going to post it on the day and the time we would normally go live with the show recap. So everyone will have a little extra time to have some fun with their opponents when that card drops. So everyone have a good Christmas tomorrow. Have a good New Year's festivities next week. Enjoy your holiday break. And on behalf of everyone on screen, everyone in the VTW locker room, and all places in between, we'll see you all in 2025.
Woo!